What up? What up? What up? What up? Back up in this thing. Trying to get situated here. Yes. Brandon Stoudenheimer. Back again by my lonesome. It's been a wild week, man. Take a sip of the brewage real quick. All right. So let me just lay this out for y'all. So we do got some videos coming this week. It's probably been released. We went and saw X, the new movie with Kid Cudi. Y'all Kid Cudi fans? I've always been a very, very big Kid Cudi fan. So I was happy and excited to see him in a movie. I know we've seen him in like Need for Speed. He was on like an episode of Creep Show. He's done a couple other things. Been solid enough, you know, here and there. But to see him in a horror movie, and I'm the horror fan, I was pretty excited about that. And then, of course, we have Brittany Snow. I mean, come on, man. She's in Prom Night remake. How good was that? Okay, it wasn't. But still, a remake of the classic. She's got some horror roots. Get that one guy I even talked about in our review. I forget his fucking name. He was in Strangers Pray at Night. Damian Maffey, shout out to you, brother. You are the best. Keep killing it. About to be in a Mutilator remake, sequel, requel. I don't fucking know anymore. But he's going to be in some version of Mutilator. If you haven't seen that yet, check out our interview with him. He's the shit. But it's also the guy from The Ring. He's the guy that, you know, sees, again, terrible of names. What's her name? You know, bitch that crawls to the TV. That chick, you know, and then they find him and they turn around the spinning chair and he's like, eh. That guy. And then, of course, Jenna Ortega. Killing it lately. Just saw her in Scream. Had some great characters in it. So, check out our review. See if you think or see if we enjoyed that movie. As far as other content goes, we had also check out that movie. I'll just go ahead and say it. Fucking check it out. Very solid. Very solid. If you're a slasher fan, definitely worth the price of admission. And if you're an A24, I almost said put offist. That's not the word. Like you put off things. A put offist. Yeah, I couldn't, for lack of a better term or better word, if that's not even a word at all. Yeah, if you're one of those guys that doesn't like A24 because it's too art housey and it doesn't really do enough and it's more about what's inside the message. No, it's a straight up slasher flick. I think you can enjoy this even if you're not an A24 fan. So watch that. But we were able to do news. We did news. And then we recorded another long bracket video. This one was a movie related one. And this one was a hero villain bracket. So we had like your more hero, like grounded heroes, you know what I mean? Like a Hans Gruber, who's not Hans Gruber, Jesus Christ. Let's go the opposite side of that. John McClane. And we had a more grounded villain, like a Hans Gruber. There you go, Brandon. And then you had like your more horror style villains, you know, like a Laurie Strode as, you know, Final Girl or Final Guy even. We had fucking Ash in it. You know, either or. And then you had the other end of the spectrum. We had Michael Myers or like a Deadite even if you want to keep it with Ash. So we did that. And when we recorded it, it just randomly out of nowhere decided like, hey, for the first time in all these videos we've done, we're going to just not work. Like if you click on it, it's like a codec error. There's like something that's just like, hey, you might have to check this, and this, but overall it's an error. And it's like literally my only two options are like send feedback or close. I'm like, who the fuck am I even sending feedback to? So the video is probably a lost cause. I will say, what did it come down to? It was Ripley from Aliens, the second one. Indiana Jones from, you know, Indiana Jones. That's right. I can remember that, people. And then we had Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. And who is the fourth one? I can't remember the fourth one for some reason. I believe it was Anton. Was it Norman Bates? It might have been Norman Bates. Let's see. Let me think about what we got here. Yeah, I think it was Norman Bates. if I remember correct. Yeah, it was Norman Bates. It was definitely Norman Bates. And Anton beat out Norman Bates. And then Ellen Ripley beat out, who was the other one? I literally just named it. Fuck my life. I just named it. Y'all heard it like 5 seconds ago. Beat out that one. And then Ellen Ripley lost in the final round to Anton Chigurh. So there's the results, people. Anton Chigurh won the hero/villain bracket. So, kudos to fucking him, dude. Killing shit. Yeah. Had an eventful night after that, though, which is why I've kind of been blasted into this, because there's some weird shit going on. I think I finally got it figured out. So we couldn't do Monday Mayhem after, and we were kind of in a rush because we were going to see mine and Rodney's boy, Louis Pello, which even more of Rodney's boy, Louis Pello. That's who I met him from. They've been friends for a long time, and I've grown to know him a little bit through this podcast. And, he's been simultaneously supporting the podcast. We've been supporting his rap career. So more on that in like 5 seconds, guys. You got to bear with me. This is like last second shit I've had to throw together. I think y'all can do it.
All right.
I'm back at it. So Louis, he was going on, man, and we had to kind of rush it. And we weren't sure if the video was going to work. And we ended up going to see Louis. We had to see him because he was coming on at a certain time. Everything started at 8, but he was going on at 11, like headliner status. Yeah. Dude's a baller, man. He really, 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 really loved Mac Miller, and you can hear it in his music. Now, you can say when you listen to dude's music, by the way, check out Louis Pello on all streaming services. Check him out. One of Louisville's finest right now. He definitely sounds a lot like Mac Miller, and that's one of his favorite rappers. Now, you could look at it one way and be like, oh my God, you're a copycat. I don't look at it that way. I think he does have his own unique style, and he is truly, like, putting his own stamp on it. Like, he's paying homage all while expanding that. And I think it's great. And I think you almost have to look at it that way. You just got to hear it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Because you can hear somebody or watch something, since we're more of a movie podcast, even though it's Monday Mayhem. But most people that are listeners probably watch more movies than dive headfirst deep into music. Like when you watch something, you're like, this feels like a blatant ripoff. Or like, damn, I can feel a little bit of that, but this also has its own stamp. He's got a little bit of that. And when you can pull that off, it's a fine line to walk, people, because you can come off rip-offy, but you can see the love and care he's put into this. And you can see just like the way that bigger-than-life artist, God rest his soul, I was a big fan of him too, really rubbed off on him. And that's a special thing. He performed tonight. He killed it. Really had a great set. And I ain't even gonna lie, I was a little jealous. Nah, I'm just playing. Because for those who don't know, like, I used to rap. Before I did this podcast thing, I used to rap. I think I've spit a couple freestyles jokingly, and a lot of times I'll mess around like, yeah, I'm a rap, like, just playing, but I actually did used to rap. And I've even talked to him, like, I might have to dust off the mic a little bit and jump on a motherfucking track. Why not, right? So, who knows? You might get that out of me. God. How lucky are y'all? No, I'm just playing. I don't even know if I still got it anymore. Hopefully it's like riding a bike. It's been a long time. Every once in a while I spit some random freestyles. I kind of surprise myself. I'm like, okay, yeah, I still got that. But it's not quite there. But it's great to see this like up and coming shit in Louisville, man. You see it with Jack Harlow. Why not Louis Pello, right? Why not? Very cool shit, man. They're above and beyond these days. They're really killing it. They're really going for it. And I can fucking respect it. Not just from a lane of like, I've been there. I know what he's trying to do on that lane. But also what I'm doing now with this podcast, people that are listening. Like, just people that don't just do a 9 to 5. Like, they come home and they still have other dreams. They still have other aspirations. At the end of the day, they do it for fun and entertaining people. But my God, would it be nice if you could turn that into, that full-time job status too. That's last on the fucking radar. But you can't help, we'd be dishonest if we weren't like, God, dude, like, what if, like, I just get to do what I love? And that's, easier said than done, because you got to be entertaining. And I don't even know if I'm being entertaining on this episode. Look at this. Not even talking right now. I'm just biding my time. I just jumped into this randomly. Was like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. Deshaun Watson. All you sports fans. Yeah, that's what we do on Monday Mayhem, right? First thing that pops into our head. For all you sports fans, man, that Deshaun Watson thing kind of ripped my heart out in like multiple ways and like weird ways. Because there was a lot of people, of course, everybody, like, I'm fucking manage. I don't manage. It's like a weird thing to say, but I'm an admin of like a big Panthers group. I'm a big Panthers fan, for those of you that don't know. There's so many people who are like, we're getting Deshaun, you can book. And I'm like, God, I hate you motherfuckers. Because I'm like 90% sure you're full of shit. But what about that 10% that just inks on me? Like, it kind of hangs around. And, I wanted Deshaun. I did before. And then, like, all these allegations came out. And it's like, yeah, but what is it real? Is it not? Who really knows at the end of the day? You can't really piece these kind of things together. So my brother walks in. Got to do a solo dolo Monday Mayhem right now. So welcome to the party. But yeah, but no, there was other shit that happened. Listen to the video. Just listen to the video. Bump up the views. Yeah. But, yeah, there's a tornado warning, too, where we are. We're in the middle of this fucking tornado. It's fucking insane here in Kentucky. But, yeah, Deshaun Watson, man. I thought he was going to maybe have a chance to go to the Panthers. But now I know where they're like, we're ruling the Browns and the Panthers out, and we're going to give them to the Falcons because he's got to waive his no-trade clause and all that other bullshit. Or the Saints. So I'm like, oh, cool. Like, two other division rivals. And the only other one left is Tom Brady, who just came out of retirement. So I think they're all set too. So this sucks all the way around. And then, yeah, as bad as that would have sucked and it was trending that direction, that probably would have sucked more. But it was also like an added slap in the face. It's like, actually, he's going back on that, and he's going to go with one of the teams that he denied. And you're like, is it the Panthers? No, it's the fucking Browns. Now, I heard they offered him a new deal, so that makes sense. But that's weighing heavy on my psyche. Other sports news, Kentucky fan, Kentucky losing to Champion. I don't even want to say their name. Hats off to them, though. I'm not saying that out of disrespect. It's more of just like we should have fucking got it done, dude. I'm glad this is like the 1 year I didn't fill out a bracket. I'm so glad I didn't do it. But you see this, man. It's March Madness for a reason. You got these fucking teams you don't expect. They're like, oh, they did really play a tough schedule, and they just prove you wrong over and over again. Hats off to those guys, and hats off to all the teams in the tournament that do that shit, them bracket busters that ruin our life or make our life great. Let's be honest, they usually ruin our life, but there is times where we're like, fuck, I picked that 13 versus 4 upset, and it gets super exciting. So it's a double-edged sword, people. We can't complain too much, but if you're a Kentucky fan, you're complaining right now. Like, nobody showed up besides Oscar, dude, but that's another fucking point. But overall, man, I just want to jump on here, say a quick few things, talk some shit with y'all. I don't know. I have no game plan. We usually don't on Monday Mayhem, but whereas I'm just kind of saying some random shit, other person will say some random shit, and while they're talking, some random shit will come to me. I can spitball all day, but at the same time, I don't really have anything like really on my mind. You at least kind of have like an eventful week, or you have moments that stick out. I'm the type of guy, I live in the moment on the day of, and other than the concert today, like nothing really stood out. There wasn't nothing too funny, too crazy, but I will leave you with this, man. The epiphany I have, guys, we got to stop fighting. Yeah, more serious note. This Democrat, Republican shit rages onward. Every once in a blue moon, I'll touch on this shit, and it drives me crazy. Or to break it down into more simpler terms, it's all this just like, one side is like, we're hard and you don't know the real world. And the other side's like, well, if we don't change, and I'm not saying this in a negative way. Like, I'm over-exaggerating. Like, that's not my voice. I'm like, we're hard. And, like, that's not how I sound. I'm not making you sound like a bitch because you're a bitch. But I'm saying, like, the motherfucker, stereotypical, like, oh man, like you don't know the real world. And so I'm over exaggerating the other side too. Don't get sensitive, for you sad people out there. I know it's easier for you. You know who you are. I'm sorry, it's the truth. It's okay though. We need people like you, and that's part of the point I'm getting to. Is you can easily, as a more sensitive person, think the other way. Just like, oh man, like, yeah, you would be hardened. Is that the world? We're about change. We're about evoking change. We're about making everything more accepted. And you're clashing. You're going back and forth. Republican, Democrat, just people in general. Erase that fucking stigma and everything that it is that society wants us to be. But for a second, just realize that we need each other. That's all we ever needed. And you're like, oh, that's what everybody says. But more than ever, if you just think about it, what you were doing as a person that's softer and more compassionate and more people-loving compared to the realists, you're right. You are right. We should turn into a softer, more compassionate society. But know who else is right? The realists that are saying that is just not it right now. I'm a realist. I know what's going on in society. You can be like, oh my God, but we're never going to change. We're never going to change with that attitude. Yes, we will. We evolve over time. We need you people who are softer, and that's not a negative. We should be more compassionate. We should be better as human beings at understanding people's feelings and be more compassionate. We need you to reverse the stigma of the more hardened people, to go in a direction of being more happy, loving, and caring as a human beings, as a society. But we also need them fucking hardened people that won't quite give into that yet to leave up that guard for the real world troubles. The balance is what saves it. It's not, Rome wasn't built in one night. If you could just realize that as human beings, that when you're, wow, you don't know the real world, you need that person that doesn't know the real world that's going to progress us in a way to be more caring and loving. And when you're like, oh my God, if it's you're the problem. You're so mad, and yeah, if you keep acting like this, you need that person for those stragglers that are really the people that are gonna fucking, shoot you up. They're the people that are gonna be like, oh my God, yes, you do owe this much money. You do owe this, and there's no fucking exceptions. You need the fucking strap up your belt buckle, pull your pants up high, and fucking get on with the kid type of fucking people. Lace up your bootstraps. You need those. Now, I think we can evolve into where we're more loving. But the thing is, you can't eliminate all them soldiers out there, because at the end of the day, it is the real world. And you can't eliminate all those people like, oh, we need to be more loving, because at the end of the day, we should move more in that direction. Why can't we have both? I'm just saying, dude. Just fucking say it. Drop the hookah. Jeez. Yeah, I know. I got real on him again. It's true, though. Love each other. Fuck y'all, but love each other. Damn!